go get him again.
Welcome back to the Robezoid channel. I'm your host, Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Boucheron. And yes, we're going classic today. We are talking about Boucheron Pour Homme Eau de Toilette version 1991. So we're going back to the 90s. The 90s is my bread and butter. Absolutely love it. Boucheron is a fragrance that I haven't smelt. That's why it's a first impression. A classic in the game, of course. Now, before we get into anything, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash, smashy, smash, smash, and smash the like button and the subscribe button, of course, right? You got to keep it tuned in. And to my returnees, you know, that are already subscribed, love you. You know I love you. Hit the like though. Just help me out a little bit, but. Yeah, Boucheron Pour Homme Eau de Toilette. This one has the, let's take a look at the note breakdown because it has the classic 90s note breakdown. Everything is there. They didn't do the little tricks, the marketing stuff. It was just, this is what's in the fragrance. Here you go. We got Raymond Chaillat as the nose behind this. All-star perfumier, maybe somebody that a lot of the youngins may not know. Now let's take a look at pricing. This one retails, couldn't find a retail store that sold Boucheron Pour Homme Eau de Toilette. But on Fragflex, it's 29 bucks USD. So under 30. So it's a bargain bin release. I've seen these in the bargain bin. So let's check it out. It's got the 90s aesthetics, right? The classic glass bottle, gold atomizer, plastic cap look, except for the blue, of course. That's the Boucheron thing. So let's put it on strip first, and then we'll put it on skin. Pretty good atomizer, honestly. And again, this is a classic in the game. I love delving into the rich history of perfumery and just see what's out there. Oh yeah. This smells classical through and through. You get that lemon, a beautiful lemon, gorgeous. Lavender, herbs. So you're getting that aromatic citrus thing that you'd get from older fragrances, right? Early 90s, 80s, 70s. Actually, it smells like kind of something that came out of the 70s, honestly. It's a citrus aromatic off the top. You got the lemon verbena as well. There's lots going on, but you can tell, like off the strip, like there's certain fragrances that stood the test of time, like things like Eau Sauvage by Dior, just to name one. Pour Monsieur, Chanel. When you smell these fragrances, you can smell, like some people will say, like youngins are going to say this is dated. Sure. For you, sure. You know, your nose hasn't grown up yet. That's fine. It's very classical in portrait, but you can smell the quality. Like you can tell that this is a well-built perfume because there's stages to it. You can smell there's other things coming through, right? There's stages to this. This is not going to be a linear fragrance. It's going to move. There's volumes to it, highs, lows, mediums, all that. So if you're not into this old school theme, I think this is an easy pass. It's not like something I would say that, oh, like I'm not saying that, no, it would not work today. Yes, it would for the right guy. Like I think, right, I'm not going to put an age on it, but I could. But a guy my age could pull this off. But, you know, it's for people that are not into this old school thing and see this in the bargain bin. This is like an easy pass, right? There's tons of them from the same era that are really built well. There's complexity to them. And it's a man's cologne. Like you got to have a little bit of chest here, just a little bit. Okay. Let's put it on skin, right? I'm going to smell like your grandpa maybe, your dad maybe. Or maybe I'm going to smell like you. And this ain't a bad thing, right? Like I've smelt fragrances and I'm like, no, it's dated. No, like it's not good enough. This is built well enough. I need a new table. Next month, we're gonna have a new table on the channel. I'm done with it. It's too wobbly. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm done with this table. I really like, there's some spices in here too. That might be the carnation actually, giving it a little spicy kick, eh? Ooh, I love these kind of old school things that I try to, but that lemon's really, really good. I'm starting to get into the rosy florals, so there is some rose in here. There's a soapy floral aspect, there's a powdery aspect, just a little bit. Iris, carnation, jasmine, you know, those white florals are coming in. Oak moss is there, definitely. There's like a green, fougere-like, yeah. Chypre, like you could categorize this, chypre and fougere, aromatic citrus, right? You can categorize this thing in different, it's a traditional scent for a man with hair on his chest. How about that? Nothing new, obviously not, from 91. It's not super modern, like it's from its time. Actually, when this was built, it was probably looking back in time more than I'm going to be a, you know, a trendsetter, right? I think this is more of a, and I might be wrong. That wasn't, you know, I was a pup back then. So, and I'm still, you know, learning my fragrance history. So I might be wrong, but a traditional scent, nothing new, very well executed, cheap in price. And it's like one of those that, well worth the price for $29. I think it's one of those that's going to gradually, like it has its people that continue to buy it in the bargain bin. Once the sales start getting staler and staler, yeah, it might be like one of those that it's going to get into that. Is it going to stand the test of time for even longer? Like Old Spice, Brut, stuff like that. That's just hanging on, right? It's just hanging on, but still getting the sales. I think that'll be there. I'm happy it's still on the market. It's still fresh to this day. This is well built. That's what I really like about it. And the complexity's there. Rates. This is good. This is on the good side. It's not like, it's not something that I'm going to, you know, with my collection, I'm going to start wearing this and it's going to pop up in a top 10 list. It might pop up in a classic, you know, 90s, 80s, cheap fragrances. Yeah, they could pop up on that, but like as one of my favorites, no. But I have the utmost respect to the game, the fragrance game. The ones that continue to sell to this day and they have 20, 30, 40, 50 years on the market and still selling. They did something well. Now that's heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly. And again, you know, respect your elderly. Might be talking about me, might be talking about that in the comments. So definitely, you know, respect the classics. You can bash it if you will. Go ahead, right? You know, I'm sure Fragrantica, base notes and all them, if all of us went on there, I'm sure there's at least one comment in there that says this is dated, it's for old men, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be the bad. And then there's going to be the good that people are going to be like, this is classic. I don't know why this is 29 bucks. It's a steal. It is my signature scent. There's always that spectrum. And then there's me right in the middle there going, hey, this is not bad, right? For the right person, this would be a really good, it's well built. And I appreciate well built fragrances. Now, time to end it. As always, a great report fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your scent wisely. Thanks for watching YouTube. Have a good one.